Many people fear being overshadowed, but imagine being placed within that shadow by your very own parent since the day you were born. This is the case for far too many, including Stuart, which is an alias for a participant of the MEN Project, which is a program focused on aiding and providing solutions for survivors of abuse. Stuart discusses how his childhood was not about himself but his mother, as she paraded her two sons around as though they were clay trophies meant to be molded into perfection rather than simply people. This is a typical sign of narcissistic parenting. Narcissistic parenting doesn't just affect a person's childhood, but their entire life. According to the COMM organization, children who experience CEN, which stands for childhood emotional neglect, are more likely to have disorders like anxiety, depression, and PTSD. Unfortunately, CEN is frequently overlooked because, unlike other forms of abuse, it centers around the actions not taken by a parent, such as providing support and understanding. This parenting style can be determined by certain behavioral patterns, which have an influence over all their relationships and own emotional well-being. First, I will go over the key signs of narcissistic parenting and why it often occurs. Next, explore the emotional and psychological impacts of this parenting on children. Lastly, the results these patterns have on the children's adult lives. There are numerous signs of narcissism, but they are often disguised as simple jokes or charm to outsiders. These traits include, but are not limited to, being highly critical of primarily their target, which may look like being highly controlling over a person's appearance. It could also look like explosive fits of rage and manipulating others. A case study done through the National Library of Medicine indicates that this personality disorder frequently develops from the narcissist's own troublesome childhood. But there are also genetic factors that complicate this condition. Researchers at Ashley Addiction Treatment explained their behaviors. They use various tactics in order to gain control, basically using intimidation to elicit fear or insecurity. This need for control is likely to have developed from the control they lacked in their own youth. After determining some of the signs, let's discuss how a child may be affected psychologically. Children of narcissists experience love conditionally. Actions and achievements are rarely good enough, which takes away their abilities to express their feelings, their needs, and ability to set boundaries for themselves. This is according to Darlene Lancer, a licensed marriage and family therapist, in her article on the narcissistic parent. She states children of narcissists may be driven to prove themselves to win their teachers', employers', and partners' approval, or find little motivation to pursue their wants and goals when not externally supported. The first half of proving oneself may seem not all that bad, but it leaves a person overtly vulnerable to everyone around them. These struggles eventually shape and define the adult lives of these once children. I have previously mentioned the many mental disorders that can develop from narcissistic parenting, but there are also physical manifestations that hinder a person beyond their internal struggles. In the article Effects of Narcissistic Abuse, Arlene Kunkig, who has a master's in clinical psychology, explains that there are both cognitive and physical issues that can evolve. On the physical side, one may experience stomach aches or have trouble sleeping. On the cognitive side, they may have issues with focusing on simple tasks or face memory loss, which is a frequent trauma response. With this, we have established some of the key signs of narcissistic parenting, how it affects children on the receiving end, and the consequences faced in adulthood. Recognizing these behaviors is pivotal when this form of parenting leaves deep scars that can run through a person's entire life. Identification is the first of many steps needed in order to create healthier environments for ourselves and those around us, and it is the most critical step.